Throughout my life, I have been in some rocky, crusty, dusty friendships, but also amazing and uplifting ones. And which is why I decided to talk about it today because I feel like friendship plays a much bigger role in our lives, how it contributes to a person's character more than we think. So, first, I'm going to give you a little background of me. Back when I was in elementary school, specifically from 3rd to 5th grade, I was that problematic gossip machine. I was that two-faced, snake backbiting friend. I don't even know if you could even call me a friend. And while that is, of course, not something to be proud of, it taught me a lot about people, about friends, about boundaries. And in some way, I'm kind of grateful I was like that before so that I know not to be like that anymore now. And it also made me realize how friends contribute a lot to a character, to a personality, to a behavior, and how the people around me affected me a lot. And if any of my former classmates are watching this, I am sorry. But then I remembered also realizing that being this awful person does more harm to me than anyone else. So you could say I know a thing or two about friendships. So first, how do friendships even form? When a person and another person has something in common, they're more likely to become friends rather than someone who doesn't really have anything in common with another person. Hence, which is why places like work, school tend to somewhat pressure you to make friends. Because in the real world, the more connections you have, good connections, the more power you have. The whole reason why diplomacy is a thing is to make relations, strong relations, because the more relations you have, the more power you have. And that's why choosing the correct relations, aka friends, is a very important asset, something that we should all have in our inner circle. So, how can a negative friend shape you versus a positive one? Is there really such a thing as a negative friend? I'll say the answer is no. Everyone has their own flaws. Everyone has something that we don't like about them. Yet we are still hanging out with them, talking to them, because there are certain things about them that attract us, that we're attracted to, and that makes us feel comfortable. Back then, gossiping was one of my ways of bonding with people because it is so easy to gossip nowadays with social media, texting, and all of that. But let me tell you, gossiping is such a bad, awful, disgusting trait, but yet it feels good in a way. And back then around me, I had a lot of people who just came up to me and started gossiping. And of course, I didn't want them to feel like I was a loser, like I was a negative Nancy. So yeah, I just went with the flow with them. And here's the thing actually, a negative person can feel more comfortable than a positive one because a positive friend would want to uplift you, would want to better you. And even bettering yourself feels uncomfortable. Maybe discipline feels hard for you. And if a friend is trying to uplift you, you might feel threatened. You might not like it. It's like just how you might not like working out. You don't like getting tired. You don't like putting hard work into lifting weights, into running on that treadmill. Because why? It's tiring. But in the end, you get results that you want. Same thing with a positive friend. A positive friend may feel like they are looking down on you. They are making you feel small. But in reality, all they're trying to do is uplift you. While a negative friend will try all different sorts and secrets and ways to make you feel comfortable with them. But I heard Emma Watson say this before, and she said that kindness without truth is manipulation. And I think that is so true. And this is why you have to be careful with friends nowadays, which can be very fake. But honestly, I can't tell you how to differentiate between a fake friend and a real friend because in a way we all are kind of fake to each other because the way we are to a friend may not be the same to another friend. Does that mean we're being fake? No. But it just means we have different versions with different people. And if your friend is like that, if your friend has a different version of themselves to you than to another friend, that is completely fine because we're human and we get to act different ways to different people. But let's say, for example, you and this friend, you are talking about this girl, you're gossiping about this girl, and then the next day you see your friend typing on her Instagram story, oh my gosh, she looks so cute. What? Right, okay. A negative friend will feel comfortable. A negative friend will feel like home. Okay? Just just like as if you're eating junk food. It tastes great. Okay? And that's why a lot of people like junk food better than healthy food. But in the end, it will make you sick. It will worsen you compared to healthy food, which tastes, if I'm gonna be honest, pretty disgusting. But in the end, it betters you. It makes you healthier. And that's why we need to realize bad things feel great and great things feel bad. But if you're like, "Oh, it's just that I'm the type of person that attract toxic friends. I'm just surrounded by them. I can't seem to find a real friend." It might be because you're in a school, in a workplace, but you need to know that your life is not just secured to this institution. A workplace, a school is an institution, but you can find so many other great people, such as in your neighborhood, in your community, in your city, in your country, or maybe even out of the country. Online, there's literally something called social media, although you do have to be a little careful on there. But what I'm trying to say is that you are not limited to these places, and the people you know now, that's not even a millionth of the people in the world. So just because you don't have real friends right now does not mean that you won't have them ever. So don't ever worry about that. And how you can attract more positive people is to invest more in yourself. Because the more you invest in yourself, the more positive people will naturally become attracted to you. If you are just insecure, if you are sad, depressed, you are easy to manipulate. You are basically a bucket with holes in it, which basically means no matter how much happiness, joy people put into you, it just all leaks because you yourself are not even fixed. And that's why you keep attracting the toxic ones. So you have to heal yourself first inside to make sure that you are ready to face these confident, hardworking, disciplined friends. Because a kind person does not want to be with a bad person, okay? Not even a bad person wants to be with a bad person. So you gotta fix yourself, okay? That's why I also think it's very important for you to also be a good friend. Yes, it's good to have good friends around you, but if you yourself are not a good is not a good friend to others, you're not a good friend to yourself. How could you ever want good friends if you're not good to other people? If you're rude to other people? If you don't have good manners, you don't have good behaviors? And I would love to make a separate video on how to be a better friend, but in this one, I will just surfacely say that to be a better friend, you have to be a better friend to yourself first, and then you can learn how to socialize better with other people positively and not negatively because the friendship goes both ways. You absorb energy from this person, and this person absorbs energy from you. So you're going back and forth with each other's energy. And if your energy is negative, then that person's going to be negative too. You affect them and they affect you. So that's why it's very important for you to be a good friend and to also have good friends. Truly, it all comes down to self esteem and self respect. And that's what all of us need to work on in order to become better in every aspect of our life. If you guys enjoyed this video, I have another one right here where I talk about keeping your secrets safe with yourself and stop oversharing. Don't forget to check it out, and I'll see you all next time.